Right, and welcome to tonight's segment of Let's Talk About Ice here from the Gold Coast head office, and I hope you like my hat. Welcome everybody, send me some love. We're here tonight to do a show and talk about ice with you, and before we actually start talking about ice, I'm going to ask you for a favour. I'm going to ask you to share this particular show on your Facebook page. You don't know who out there needs to hear this story or who needs to reach out to somebody for help. So I'm asking you tonight to share this post before we start, put it on your Facebook page so that we can spread the message further. And it is about education, it is about awareness, and it is about prevention. You know, our heart here at Australian Anti-Ice Campaign is to prevent people from ever picking up this drug. Our message is not even once, and that's why I'm wearing this silly hat. So I hope you like my silly hat. It's not a silly hat. It's actually part of our Neo range, but this is probably a warm Melbourne like hat. Tell me if you like it. Anyone out there? Hello. But this is one of our it's a Pom Pom brand branded Neo cap, and we have another cap though, and I'm introducing you to the Neo range, which I shouldn't be doing because we haven't launched it yet, but this is a sneak preview. Okay, so thanks to our proud sponsors who are Eagle Trailers, Brett Boardman, Eagle Trailers and Campers. They have sponsored the brand, and I'm doing a little pre-launch, Brent. I hope that's okay. And so this is our other winter Neo cap hoodie. And it's called Hoodie, and all these are available on our shop, guys, and you can purchase them to help us continue doing what we do. All the profits go back to AAIC to help us educate more youth and more people on the dangers of ice, as well as helping people who are in ice addiction create a pathway into recovery and into rehabs and detoxes, but you know, to get their life back on track. So you can purchase all these items on our shop. So Brad will put up a link there for you. You can just go to australianantiicecampaign.org.au, and there's a shop there up in the top tab. Just click on there and you can have a look at some of the items that we have for sale. So we do have our awesome No to Ice, Not Even Once mug, and they're pretty awesome. And we've got our key rings. Don't forget our key rings. We've got our skateboards, our boxing gloves, and surfboards. So you can purchase one of those. And we have our Neo caps. This is really cool. I love this one. Underneath the front of the cap here, you have NEO, and that's our cap. And you can purchase them at the shop. So these are the flat cap ones. Hold on, I've got to take this one off. The flat cap ones, and they're more for the younger generation, I'm told. So I'm going to wear this one tonight because I'm young. But there's also this one, and this is for the cooler people. Yeah, the cooler people. So I can wear this one as well. I love this here at the front. Check this out, guys. It's got NEO, NEO, NEO. We're so really happy with this, with the outcome of this. Thanks to KB Supplies, Brett, Sean, and Kirsty there. Thank you for helping us develop the brand and to get it to this point so far. So we've got the two different caps, the two different hoodies, and we have our t-shirts and our mugs. So check out the new t-shirt, guys. NEO, Not Even Once, and on your back you have that. You got that good, Brett? Yeah, awesome. So you can check them out on our shop, and you can help us put the freeze on ice in our nation and continue helping us help others. So, you know, we have running costs, so unfortunately we have to talk about money sometimes, but it's not about money, it's about changing lives, and it's about helping others out there that are hurting and preventing others from ever touching this drug. Not even once is our message. So I had to do that plug for you. And I need to make a couple of announcements before I introduce our amazing guest tonight, which I'm really eager to speak to him and his story, and I'm sure you're going to get a lot, learn a lot from his journey as well. So before I move on, I'm just going to tell you about the race day. So we're having a race day March the 9th, Saturday, at the Gold Coast Turf Club. And it's going to be an amazing day. We're having some really special ambassadors and celebrity ambassadors come and attend. People from the NRL. We have some boxing gloves from Jeff Horn that are signed, some memorabilia from the Titans, and some other memorabilia that... Ooh, do I have a list of those things here? I don't.
Oh.
I don't have a list of what's on there, but we will be doing a video and we'll be showcasing all the memorabilia very shortly, I think early next week. And you'll be able to check out what's going to be there and what you'll be able to bid on. So it's an auction, raffle and race day. So there will be an ARC horse. It will be wearing an ARC top. The rider will be wearing that. And we have our ambassadors that are going to be riding the horse is Jason Maskell. He has ridden for many races and he's really kicking some goals now. And he actually fell into ice addiction for several years, but has regained his life and he's kicking some incredible goals. We're really, really proud of him, and he has agreed to be one of our ambassadors, one of our ARC ambassadors, and help us spread the message. Not even once, guys, it's not cool to be on ice, you know. It destroys your life, and Jason's had the opportunity to steal his life back, and to make the most of it, and he's now helping others out there understand the dangers of this drug. So, and we also have Tony Allen, who rode the Melbourne Cup a few years back, and he's coming from New Zealand, and he's coming over to also represent AARC and to be at the race day. He's also a jockey who's made it back from hell from ice addiction, and who's also regained his life, and you know, they're all coming together for the cause that we're all supporting, and it's putting the freeze on ice in our nation. Yeah, without your support, guys, we can't do what we do. So if you are keen on helping and having a fun day out, rubbing shoulders with some celebrities, Win TV are one of our sponsors there. Thank you, Win TV. The Marriott Hotel, they've given us a couple of nights accommodation. You know, Bartercard have given us a holiday. So we've got a few different things. Thank you to Aquas Park for coming on board with us, and the Gold Coast Turf Club, who have been amazing, and you know, helping us put on this amazing day. So we can't wait. It's going to be so much fun, and we've got so much that's going to happen. We've got some special musicians that are flying in for that day as well. So you can get your tickets. You can get your tickets $185. It includes a full buffet meal, all your drinks from 12 to 5. So that's beer, wine and soft drinks, or you can drink. And it's right in a corporate box overlooking the racetrack, and it's going to be a really amazing day. So you can get your tickets on our Eventbrite. There's an event page for the race day. It's called the AARC Race Day Gold Coast Turf Club for Saturday the 9th of March. So don't forget, get your tickets now so you don't miss out. There aren't many tickets left because we've had some incredible corporate sponsors come on board and take tables, but you can quickly hop on there. I think we've got 50 tickets left for the whole event. You know, we're about to do some advertising on radio and on Win TV, so don't forget, get there and make sure you come down, and it's going to be a great night, a great night. But there's still one corporate sponsor required and left for that particular day. If you have a business or you're in the corporate world and you'd like your brand to be out there, we have people that are attending this particular event that you can rub shoulders with, you can network with, in the mining industry, in larger franchise companies. It's a fantastic opportunity to I guess network and have a good time, and also support a good cause. So yeah, I urge you to get in touch with us if you're that person and you think that you can help. It's a small fee, but it can really help us change some lives. So thank you for all of that. Oh, the other thing I wanted to mention was that we do have on board in the head office, we have counsellors available for you to reach out to. So if you want to speak to a counsellor in relation to what you're going through, we have a couple of counsellors, Ammonia Counselling and Kylie Flower who work from the office a few days a week, and they are here to help with some counselling, as well as our peer support service. We provide that service, and some lawyer service as well. Our sponsor Robert Rayati from Rayati Lawyers, and also some accounting support. If somebody's having financial difficulties, we do have some people that remotely from Adelaide have put their hand up to help people put their life back on paper and try and see how they can get through their financial struggles and do some financial planning with them. Hey, so we're here to help, guys. That's the reason why we do what we do. We are volunteers. We have offices in Melbourne, Adelaide, Cairns, Gold Coast, Hervey Bay shortly, and we have call from Central Queensland, WA, and I wish we could do more. But what you can do is share this video tonight, because we're about to embark on a journey. We're about to share a story of an amazing man who's made it back through, made it through addiction and through recovery for the last 4 years, and he's kicking some goals, and I'm really proud to say that he's our friend, and he's come on the show today to make a difference with sharing his story. So I'd like you to welcome, without further ado, Daniel. Thank you, Daniel Seifati. Thank you very much for joining us on the show.
My pleasure. I'm glad I can help.
Awesome. And you're wearing our Neo top. I can see it. Looks good on you. That's awesome. Fantastic. Thank you. I think we'll have to get you one of those caps, but might flatten your awesome hairstyle. So I wasn't game to ask today. But thank you for joining us on the show. And it's always a bit daunting when you're sharing your story, because I know myself, you got to go into places where it takes you to the past, and we want to live in the present and moving forward, because anyone can fall into an entrapment and make a mistake in life, but it takes a big person to get up and say, yeah, that's what I did, but that's not who I want to be, and I have decided, to get out of that lifestyle and change that. So, I really respect you. I've watched you share your story on your page, and in order to help others understand that it can happen to anybody, So I'm not too familiar with the in-depths of your story, Daniel, but can you paint the picture for us and the audience at home? What age were you at when you first started dabbling in drugs, and how did that escalate to being introduced to ice?
So I come from the Central Coast, which is quite a tight-knit community from where I'm from. So it's a surf community. So we started dabbling with pot 15 or 16, between my rugby league mates and my surfing mates. But it wasn't, too bad. It was... I think everyone's gateway drug is different. Yeah. For me, it's alcohol. Yeah. It completely lowers my inhibitions, and there's pretty much not too much I won't try. Yeah. But and I come from a rugby league culture as well. So it was slowly but surely in my life. I thought I had a handle on certain things, but in actual fact, I never really did. It was one of those. I thought it was natural to have 3 or 4 cones in the morning, then at smoko, then at lunch, then it's not management. It wasn't until I got to rehab that I learned that I really hadn't found a balance in anything that I had in my life. When ice came along, it completely exposed my addiction, and I spiraled out of control in a very short amount of time. So I was a functioning addict for many years. Yeah. But once ice came, I had completely lost the plot. So,
can you paint for us? What was that first time? How did you get introduced to ice, and what were you thought? What did you think?
Well, yeah. So
what did you know?
I come from a hospitality background as well. So, introduced to things like cocaine, pills, speed back in the day was pretty big, and it was something that I liked. Yeah. So, it's not that big of a jump from speed to ice. Yes, they're closely related chemically. Yeah. So. When I had like most people, I had there was a bad stigma about the glass pipe, and I didn't go anywhere near it, but then when someone said to me, it's like super speed, you'd love it, So I was only putting it up my nose at the start. I didn't want to touch the pipe, but as soon as it sort of it had drawn me in. Do you know what I mean? Like that ability to stay up. You know, like there were so many shared nights with my partners. There were so many pluses to it.
Yep.
You know, I was like, but again, it's in the beginning it was functioning.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah.
But that's, and I fell into a really bad crowd.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like it's one of those ones where you move away from that circle of friends. Like thankfully today, like it's getting more and more of a really bad stigma in society.
Yeah.
And we need to keep that going.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, yeah.
So you were hanging out with some mates and they kind of go, "I'll try this," and you thought, "Hey, it's no big deal."
Yeah. Well, I didn't see it coming. Like I didn't see. You know, I tried speed, I tried coke, I tried, you know, and I was able to pick that up and put that down as, you know, as the weekends come and go.
Yes, yes.
But slowly but surely, when ice came along, it started weekends, you know, and then that weekend would go from Thursday to Sunday.
Yeah.
You know, and all of a sudden you're only really sleeping Monday, Tuesday, you know, and then after 18 months, my ice usage was about 3 years, like consistently.
Yeah.
So the first 18 months was pretty casual. Into the first 12 months was pretty casual. Then that 6 month period where things really started to swing badly, and friends and family started noticing, and rightly so, they distanced themselves from you. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, and that means you go closer to that bad group.
That's right.
So then that last 6 months and months, that last 18 months, man, it was just I lost everything.
Yeah.
I lost like everything. My family's home and the proceeds from. The love and respect of my children, my loving partner, and again my freedom. So it was upon contemplation, sitting down at Silverwater Jail, that I got a little bit of clean time. I was down there a bit over 2 weeks.
Yep.
And I got a bit of clean time up, and I knew this was not me. I got back up. I couldn't stop using because I had no tools. Do you know what I mean? So I used again, and I ended up back in jail. And again, they're only like small at the start, but the charges started getting larger and larger, and then I put my hand up. I got like, this is not me. Yeah. So I've got, I was just sitting and I started crying in this jail. So I'd applied for a few places, and it took me a while to get into rehab. I did a detox and went down the normal pathways, and then I went to the Glen at Chittaway. Yeah, and that's where it started. Awesome. Yeah.
Well, thank God that you recognised that, and you had. I mean, unfortunately, you had to go down that track to lose everything and to end up in jail to for it to hit you. That's the thing.
And it hit pretty hard because it felt like that amount of time was a very short amount of time.
Yep.
Do you know, like, and I was just sitting there, where's everything gone? Do you know what I mean? Like, my partner had moved on, my kids, my sons, my two amazing sons, and my oldest daughter didn't want to talk to me, didn't want to borrow me, like, told me, get lost, and I didn't know what had happened. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, because I've been fried for so long. Yeah. Once I got a moment of clarity, it sort of, but that's where my journey now had started.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so that was a 3-year, I guess, downward spiral into ice addiction that you don't realise. I remember you don't realise that you haven't contacted your family, that you've lost, that you've disappeared into another realm of existence until you're actually in the depths of that hell. You kind of can't process that this is happening.
And you're surrounded by this world of lies and deceit. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, and functioning people know you're lying. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
But you think you pulled your eyes.
Well, it's worth adding too. Within that time, I'd lost 40 kilos.
Wow.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm 125 kilos now.
Yeah.
When I first went to the Glen, I was 86 kilos.
Wow.
It's crazy, yeah.
And you're tall.
Yeah. I'm 6'2", 125. Do you know? Like, yeah. So, and some of the pictures, man, I don't take too much down. I share my story, and at first my motive for sharing my story was it'll keep me honest. Yeah. If I put it out there, I'll keep it. But as it's sort of, I gain momentum within my recovery, man, I'm going on a journey. This is what I'm doing. Yep. This is who I am and where I'm at.
That's awesome. Because it does. I see a lot of people commenting and, and asking questions. And that's what we need to do, guys. We need to keep the conversation going with real lived experience. Because, you see, your kids and people won't listen to people going, don't do drugs. Everybody knows it, right? But they need to know the truth about what the drugs actually do to them long term. Yeah, but how quickly and how devastating the long-term effects of ice can last within a person and within a family, and it can absolutely destroy everything. We're blessed to have the opportunity.
Ice has three paths. Institutions, jails, death.
Exactly what we say. Yeah, exactly what we say. And that's what we say in the schools, That's the end result, guys. And let me tell you about that journey in between, and because it's not pretty. It comes to a point where it's not fun anymore, where it's not, but you can't stop. And that, that entrapment. You talked about, the hanging out with the bad people. What does that look like? Because, for me, I understand because I've been there. But
it's funny, man. But it's all to feed the addiction. Do you know what I mean? And you sit there and you talk bullshit like that. You're sorry, but
it's all right.
you talk. You're close and you got this camaraderie, but you don't.
No.
It's all about drugs. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
They'll drop you at a heartbeat.
You got this idea that you're waiting for them for hours and you're swearing, man, where's this person, man? I'll kill them. I'll do this. As soon as they turn up, hey brother, how you going? Do you know what I mean? It's the dealer's the God. And a lot of good friends came into that addiction as well. And it's good to see there's not just me that come out the other side. There's a few of us.
Awesome.
It's good. It's good.
That's fantastic.
You know
that only 2% of people that are entrapped in ice addiction, only 2% actually come out the other side and stay clean.
It's amazing the numbers.
Yeah,
but it's when I heard that, this was I didn't really hear that or till late in my stay at the Glen. I didn't hear it till late, and I was with a friend and I said we're going to be part of that 2%.
Yeah.
And everyone makes that choice. Yeah, do you know? Right. Even if it's successful, if I was the type of person that could have 2 beers and put it down, or smoke a joint once a month and put it down, or if I could have any sense of moderation, I'd be able to keep going, but I don't. I don't have that luxury. Do you know what I mean?
Most people don't, Daniel. The problem that we're finding today is that they're even lacing marijuana with ice out there, and we've had that tested, and we've actually seen that come to pass. So, it's a warning. Every drug, guys, has long-term side effects, okay? So, you use marijuana for a long time, it does cause schizophrenia. It does kill brain cells.
You have an ideal of self-awareness. You move further away.
Yeah.
We socially accept alcohol, but to me it's one of the worst.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah. And it kills brain cells, and it does. People can.
And that's why I really feel for the alcohol.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Because they have
been there.
My recovery is successful because I identify really well with protecting my recovery and relapse prevention, so I don't put myself in. But for the alcoholic, the signs are everywhere.
It's everywhere,
the pubs, it's crazy.
It triggers, and it's acceptable. You go to a party and everybody's having a drink, and it's where do you fit?
And that's why it's okay, you can just have 1 beer. Yeah. But you can guarantee if I have 1 beer, it'll turn into 4 beers.
Yeah.
And then I'll meet some bloke in the car park. And then,
That's right. And that's the issue. If you are recovering from ice addiction or any type of addiction, you need to put a framework of support around you. And I've been speaking to a few people about this lately, actually. What does that look like? How do you arm yourself to stay in recovery? If you know that you're going to hang out with this group of people and that they're going to be using, or that they're going to be pressing triggers, that you're more than likely going to relapse. So you need to actually safeguard and protect, exactly what you said.
They call it relapse prevention. I like recovery protection.
Yep.
I protect that's where I'm absolute beast at. I work in a trade that, you know, there's a lot of drinking and there's, you know, so when the boys go to the car at lunch, I know they're not going to, you know, smoke cigarettes.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't even sidle up to the thought. I don't go anywhere near the car.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like when they go to the bottle shop, I don't go to the bottle shop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You have
to. It's not real hard though. It's real simple. If I want to protect this recovery, and right now I have everything back in my life.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Do you know what I mean? I have,
awesome.
and it's worth protecting.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know? I'm under no illusions
No.
of how I got back to here.
Yeah.
You know.
It's been a lot of hard work, hasn't it?
Oh yeah, that's why I keep in contact with the pain, because it keeps me moving forward.
Yeah, that's right. And that's what our workshop helps our presenters do, guys. When they go out there and they're sharing their stories and they're remembering what that drug took them to and what that journey looked like, it keeps you clean. You know, I know that when I first started sharing the workshops, I was like, I hate this. I hated that drug. I hated what it did to me, but it kept me focused on my recovery. And so it's a double-edged sword. It helps not only people in the community, but it also helps the people that are recovering, that can come on board AARC, have a purpose greater than themselves to look forward to and help share the message and spread the message of not even once. But it also helps keep that recovery in front of them and put a framework. You know, we help them put a framework of support around them, which looks like an AOD counsellor, a buddy or a sponsor, and your group therapy, whether it's NA, AA, church, you know, your soccer group mates, you know, a recovery group, somebody that's clean, that they can love you unconditionally and back to life, and that you can trust in a group environment. AARC serves as that as well. So we are a family at AARC, and we do life together. You know, we all have our, you know, ups and downs, and life happens, but we work through that together, and, you know, we look out for each other. So it's about protecting your environment and you know, your networking, your friends, who you hang out with, where are you going, and forethinking that, looking ahead and going, you know, do I want to put myself in that position to drink too much and then end up in a place with some consequences that I don't want to have, you know, and some of those you can't take back, You can't take back some of those consequences. You know, we've heard people relapsing after being clean for 5 years and, you know, putting themselves, having a few drinks and putting themselves in a position where they relapse, they, you know, end up dead, or they end up in prison, or, you know, hurting somebody you know, seriously, and it's like, it didn't have to happen, you know.
As addicts, we have a very short memory. You know, like so that's why we need to get ourselves to meetings, and, you know, like, we need to stay in touch with that pain for the simple reason of we don't want to go back there.
Yeah, that's right.
Do you know what I mean? So it's, and again, like what you're saying is, it's absolutely paramount that the people who you surround yourself with. Yeah. You know, if I'm hanging around stoners, then more than likely I'm going to get stoned.
Yeah, that's right.
And if I'm hanging around crackheads, same thing. I'm going to be smoking ice again.
Yeah.
But if I hang around positive people, if I keep it to family, you know, I do my meetings, I check my mental health.
Yeah.
You know, there's just certain things that, you know, that we need to accept as a reality.
Yes.
You know, that's one of those things that we have as the addict, especially in addiction, have these illusions of grandeur.
Yeah.
Keep it simple.
Yeah.
Bring it back to self. You know,
that's right. So
you're accountable for you. You know, and that's been big. You know, it's one of the first times in my life where I feel like it is on me. You know, I don't have to rely and deceive. It's me, and it's very, very honest.
Yeah.
You know, and I love that. That's my favourite thing about recovery, is that my life is very honest. It might not be, you know, gangster. It might not be riches. It might not be, but it's honest. And it's mine and my children. You know.
Who wants to be
Yeah,
gangster?
No. Well, this is the illusions of grandeur.
That's not really what it appears to be, is it?
No, it's yeah. No.
And I've been following your Facebook and your story, and you often, you know, post stuff about your family, and I get so happy, you know, to see that, you know, things are coming back together. You got things, you know, in your life that matter, and I can just see the joy in some of those posts, you know, and you know, in my life as well, you know, what I've got back, and my family and relationships with friends, and it's amazing that we've been able to do that. Not everybody gets that opportunity.
No,
you know?
not at all.
you know, it's not like you can go and get out there and hit up and get on ice and go, oh, I'll be all right, oh, I'm going to be like these guys. Well, the reality is 2 out of every 100 people that become addicted to ice actually get out and get clean and stay clean. That's the reality. So we don't want that, you know, the other 98% to be you. How do you know you're going to be one of the 2%? It's, you know, everybody thinks it's not going to happen to them. Everyone thinks that, you know, no, I'll just have a puff, I'm cool, you know, I'm strong enough. I'm not going to get entrapped in that. But that's deception. Yeah, and this is, you know, the drug from hell. I think it's the drug from hell because it hijacks your capacity to think and to process and to understand what's really going on around you. You get so engrossed in this.
It deprives you of sleep and suppresses your natural desire to eat.
Yeah.
Do you know, like I'm back in love with food. You know, that's
awesome.
Yeah. Sometimes a little too much. But, you know, anything that stops you from eating, you know, and stops you, you know, we need 8 hours. We need it.
Yeah,
you know?
Absolutely. But we've got to feed the body for it to look good, you know, and glow and repair and, you know. But when
people ice raids, they've been up for 5 days, they sleep for 8 hours and they get up and that's when the ice rage hits.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like it's
crazy,
not, it's,
So tell me something, what took you to jail? Like what happened? Like did you get caught in gang stuff or did you...
No, it's more local lad stuff. Look, there's obviously
did you get caught with gear?
Yeah. Oh, there was to be honest, it ended really, really badly. And it was that far out of my character that it was another one that I had to reassess. So it's and yeah, obviously right now I'm legally I don't know how far I can go into it, but
that's okay.
you know, so it was one of those ones where I went back inside and it was I just thought it was that bad that I had to. It gave me that shock value to change.
Yeah.
You know, to initiate the change.
Yeah.
You know, I was still very fried.
Yeah.
Because it like, in all honesty, when they said to me, it'll take you, you know, they said it'll take you a year.
Yeah.
It's probably a bit longer.
Yeah.
Really, to get back to, and I can feel I've lost some. Yes. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That I won't get back. But it takes 12 to 18 months to come back to you.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and I get the physical gifts back. I get, you know, the desire to be with the family. I get all of that back. But you know, it's just all the way back.
Yeah.
To how you were before. Man, it's a long road.
Yeah. I don't know that you do either. Like I've been clean for 6 years, and I'm different. You know, there's some things, you know, I still have, you know, memory lapses. I still have, you know, dips of, you know, slight depression. My kidneys, you know, still fail me, and I'm still seeing a cardiologist. So I'm not, like, whether you can fully recover, they don't really know that.
I battle that too. You know? There's a bit of lethargy, like I have days where I just don't move off. I get up and I go to work proudly every day. Yeah. But some days I get home and I don't do anything. I just, you know.
Exhaustion, because these chemicals have eaten away the insides of, you know, your vascular system. It's affected your heart, it's affected your kidneys and liver, you know, and there's long-term consequences to that. That's the problem. We don't see that the minute we say yes to that pipe and let's have a good time, you know, and it won't happen to me. I'll be right. I'm invincible. You don't understand that 6 years down the track, for the rest of your life, you're going to be fighting this battle, you know, in recovery.
And it's cause and effect. Like you can't do. It takes something to you. Like there's a biological effect.
Yes, that's right.
There's a biological change, and you become sober again. But there's a small price each time.
Yeah. So did you relapse at all at any time when did you try and get clean?
Yeah. So
how did that go?
So the last time I got out, I stayed pretty much to pot, but it was the craziness of I can't. It was probably the hardest time like that. The 3 weeks probably took me a bit longer. About 5 weeks before I went into rehab, and the first 4 to 6 weeks in rehab were the hardest time in my life.
Wow.
That's weaning myself off ice.
I hear you.
Do you know what I mean? Like that was the time I didn't have it. I stayed with pot up until 2 weeks before I went into rehab, and then after I lost that as well, when I was in rehab, like it was just. But you know, I was in an amazing rehab. Yeah. I've got to give the Glen a rap.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah. The man, they say like Joe Court, he runs the Glen, and Uncle Glenn and all of the counsellors down at every counsellor at the Glen is a former patient.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, so there's no you can't hustle or hustle.
No, that's right.
You know
That's
what I mean?
it. That's it. Exactly right. So they're in New South Wales, is that right?
They're at Chittaway. So they're a Koori Indigenous Rehabilitation Centre. So I joined the dance group. I'm a big Samoan fellow, but I was learning all the Koori moves. Yeah, I mean it was awesome. Very spiritual place.
Yes.
So and that's where I was introduced to NA.
Awesome.
You know, so I do both meetings, but NA's my that's where I'm at.
Yep.
You know, like.
Yep.
So.
It is important that if you're in recovery, to do. That's called group therapy, yeah. NA, AA, CMA, which is Christian Anonymous.
Yeah.
So find a group that you can attend on a regular basis. It's really, really important as part of your recovery, not only to for yourself, but to give back.
And,
yeah?
and you'll know when you're in the right room. Do you know what I mean? Like that's why, like, alcoholics straight away they know. Like you'll be sitting at the meeting and like someone sharing your story.
Yes.
You go, man, I know what he's. You know, I felt that.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, that's right.
So it's important. I've got to do a lot more meetings than I'm doing at the moment, but. Yeah.
We have some questions. Thank you, Leanne.
3.
Thank you. So we've got 3 questions here from Renee Jansen. What motivates people to take ice for the first time in the first place? Most people know how bad it is and the consequences of taking it.
Ice is never usually the start of the game.
No.
So it'll be alcohol, pot, and then it'll be down the line. So, you know, especially like we know the addiction is fueled by like trauma. So being bullied, like traumatic experiences, like depression, like so ice becomes a really good thing to someone who's having a really bad time.
Yeah.
They're self-medicating, you know.
Yeah.
It's you know, and that's one of the biggest things that we've got to get through. Like
it seems like an instant answer, but it's actually
it's the worst thing
in the world. Yeah. And I don't think that most people. I have conversations with people. They go, "Oh yeah, that ice is really bad." You know, I heard about that, and I go, "Hey, do you know what it looks like?" And they go, "Well, no." Do you know that it comes in tablet form? Do you know that you can snort it, smoke it, inject it, put it in water? Like, do you know that they're actually lacing marijuana with ice and what the pills look like? We don't know enough, and we don't, like, we all hear, oh, ice is really bad, but if it was introduced to you, you probably wouldn't know it was ice. You know, it comes in different colours, it comes in different rock, and it comes, you know, it looks like a little liquid in a pipe once you heat it up. We need to educate our youth and our community about the dangers of ice from real lived experience, and where we expose all the truth about ice, and not from a TV screen, but from somebody that's been there, and we can actually have a real conversation surrounding ice. And because see, kids get confused. They go, oh no, I saw, you know, so and so smokes pot and he looks all right, but they don't see what's going on inside here. Yeah, so-and-so, I heard so-and-so took ice and he got, you know, superhuman powers. Well, no, not really. He was in psychosis, and we're able to explain what that feels like and what that journey's like and what an entrapment it is, and so that those kids can understand that they might look okay to you from the outside, but you don't see that these chemicals that are before you right now are eating away their insides. So we're able to bring reality to ice world, as people think, you know, it's a drug and it's really bad for you. So I think we need more awareness, you know, Daniel. I don't know about you, but, you know, that little pipe with, you know, a bit of crystals in there that, you know, I was in a $3,500 hotel, you know, it looked all elegant and, you know, it didn't look like something bad. It's not like a needle going in your arm or anything, you know.
That's I never used a needle. Therefore, within my psyche, I wasn't a junkie.
That's right, exactly.
You know? So I justified my usage
by
that. But the reality is, I'm a glass pipe junkie.
Yeah. that's
you
right.
know,
But you don't think that.
That's the reality.
You know, when it's introduced to you in such a
No,
manner,
no.
you know, it's just, you know, everybody does something. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
that's
of
the
course,
process.
of course.
But you don't realise how quickly this is. You know, ice is one of the most addictive substances known to man, and it really, because of what it does to the frontal lobe, hijacks, and the dependency on you know, reaching up for that dopamine, that massive dopamine burst in the brain, you know, and you're trying to get some sort of rebalance of that dopamine, and you keep chasing it. You know, once you taste it, you want to keep using. I don't know anybody that's tried it once and walked away from it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
So I hope that answers your question, Renee. We have Lynn Thompson asks, what is the best thing to say to support someone who's using?
firstly, no. Like, they're going to hit you up for something.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, don't be the enabler. So, like, whatever question they're going to give you, the answer's no. But the best thing you could do is that, man, I had to experience my rock bottom to get to build off of something.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's, you know, recommend help.
Yeah.
Do you know, like, it's a loving way of just saying no. I'm not giving you nothing. You know, the worst thing you can do is enable an addict.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's great advice. You know, we talk with a lot of families about enabling, and we have our counsellors here that can give advice as well. But you know, I think that if you allow that person to suffer the consequences of their action, and I know it hurts, and I know it's painful to watch a loved one have to suffer those consequences, you have to allow them. They've made those choices. And they need to feel the negative impact of that before they decide that they don't want to feel that anymore. Yeah, so it is hard on the people
because
that
no matter
love you.
what they tell you or how bad or how hard up their story is, what their motive is to use again.
Yeah.
That is primarily the only thing that they're aiming at, and don't enable them to do that.
And they'll tell you whatever you want to hear, you know. They'll make up the biggest stories, you know, you'll be, you know, crying and sad for them. So I have to help, but you can't. You know, you've got to let them, please, you know, suffer in their own consequences before they can go, I don't want these consequences anymore, and I'm ready for change. But
give them a feed and offer them some sleep.
And maybe a pathway into recovery, you know. Mate, the best thing, I remember sitting with a friend of mine who I had grown up with, and he was using, and he says, you know, I'm not that person anymore. You don't know who I am. You know, I've helped people up at gunpoint. I've been to jail. Or look at me. And I was able to remind him of who he was because I had a photo of when we were younger.
Yeah.
And I said, mate, I hear everything that you've gone through, and I hear what ICE has taken you to. I said, but this is the person, and I lifted up a photo. This is the person I know, and I remember this person that, you know, was lively, that had a life, that had a business, that, you know, was always happy and was always around friends and family, and, you know, this is who you've become now. Is this what you want to continue? Is this where you want to continue? Is this what you want for your life? And he was able to really look at, you know, the costs versus the benefits. And then I was able to say, look, here is some help. Yeah, let's walk with you into recovery. I'll help you. I love you. Don't love what you're doing. Yeah, won't help you while you still remain in that lifestyle. I choose not to partake in that lifestyle. But if you want help to get out, I'll walk with you and I'll support you in the early stages of recovery. And that's what we do here at AARC. People like us, who've been through that journey, put up a hand to go, yep, I'll buddy up with somebody that wants to come out of that cycle of addiction and that's prepared to do some work to get their life back. And it's not easy.
It's funny because on that topic is every time I put up a post that is about ice or addiction, the next week I'll get like a couple of messages per day, cries for help. Now, 9 out of 10 of those cries are from a mother, a wife, a husband, you know, like it's a child, even like but 1 out of 10 is only the addict that's reaching out for help. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, and to know whoever it is, the family member, I tell you, we can't help right now. There's not. It's my answer's not going to give you any consolation whatsoever. But to the addict, I go, man, there's a whole heap of things. Like, if you go through detox. It's going to be a rough ride, man. Are you right up for this?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And like we said, we know the numbers.
Yeah.
So we've got to dig deep, man. I can help you.
Yeah.
But you've got to.
They've got to be prepared.
And I give them a list of things to do, and when I don't hear back from them, I know. Do you know? I'll send a message out a couple of days later. Hey, young man, where are you up to with that? And when they don't get back to me, there's not much more I can do there.
But you know what we do find too here is that if they don't connect and do the work the first time, they do know where to reach out when they're ready. You know.
Yeah.
And we can provide some counselling for the families. Where you can learn some tools, get some resources, and be prepared for when your loved one is ready for change. You've got everything you need, and also to learn about enabling and what does that mean. Where's that boundary? What does where's that line that you're no longer enabling but you're still loving that person? So it's good for families to connect so that they can learn those things and to be able to better help their loved one. And at a point when their loved one's ready for change, they can then connect back with us, and we can come in and
the enabling
help.
line pretty much is goods, services, finances. You know, we don't give you anything to pawn. Yeah. I don't give you jobs for money, and I just don't give you money at all. You know.
And also, Daniel, there's the thing about violence. You know, I had a family once that I was helping, and the son was using, and he came in and he bashed the brother and put him in hospital, and the mother's like, what do I do? You know, I've told him no smoking and doing that rubbish in the house. I've put boundaries in place, but he gets violent, right? So what I said to her was, look, he can't be in the house because the other siblings are at risk. He almost killed his brother. So I remember he was sleeping on the porch, and she's on the phone with me crying, saying, but he's on the porch. And I said, well, he chose that. Yeah. He's using. He has an option. Tell him when he's ready for change.
What do you ring at the police? You know what I mean?
When he's ready for change, he will make those changes. You know, the very next day, he made the decision for change because he was, segregated from his family. He felt the hurt, the pain. He'd had enough. He had to sleep outside, and he was only a young boy, right? But he was ready for change, so we could step him into rehab. And it broke the mother's heart to watch the little boy outside, sleeping out in the cold, angry, upset, kicking the door, and he couldn't come in. And that's her son. But she had to do that for him to feel the consequences and the hurt of his using.
To me, that place where he's at, I remember that place so well, it literally is hell on earth.
Yeah.
That is the worst. That's borderline psychosis. That is the worst place in the world.
So, did you go through psychosis?
Yeah, for sure.
What was that like?
It's junk. You know what I mean? Like you don't. There's nothing to process. You know, everything's anger.
Yeah.
You know, and it's the blame game.
Yeah,
it's the crap. Poor me.
Yeah.
You know, everyone's left me. They've just bailed on me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you got to stop that pity party, and you just got to start making some positive steps.
I tell you what, I wouldn't have liked to get on the wrong side of you with psychosis. You would have been like,
But I wasn't. I was snivelling, you know. I was 86 kilos. I was skinny as, you know.
Yeah.
Could have blown me over with a rake.
Yeah, but
you're
still tall. He's angry. But yeah, it does that to you, doesn't it? It's the serotonin in the brain when it's depleted through this drug. It sparks up impulse, action, anger, violence. Yeah. Along with the frontal lobe of the brain not being working properly, so you're not able to process logical, rational decisions, and the dopamine supply. So you're in depression, you're in anxiety, all of that together. It's like a tom.
You haven't slept, you haven't eaten, you can't intelligently process anything. Do you know what I mean? Like that's this bad decision leads to that bad decision, and and all this time, and like that's why I've got I want to get more into this side, but I'm marrying my beautiful lady this year. Yeah. And we're looking at buying.
And she is beautiful.
Yeah. We're buying a house. You know, once I get that done.
Exciting.
Yeah, it is. It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's awesome. So once I get that done, I really want to get into this side. But right now, I've got the goals that I have in front of me, and when they're achieved, I own my family a house.
Yes.
I'd want to put a ring on this lady's finger, so that's, but then I'll come to you.
That's so beautiful. That's so beautiful. Well, we welcome you onto our team with open arms. To together we can make more of a difference out there, and and educate more youth and help more people out there with support. So it's about providing tools. Often when a family member comes to us, they're like, "Oh, my son's on ice. I don't know what to do. Help me!" And we get that weekly. Daily sometimes, 2-3 calls a day. So we want to, we want to grow that. So if you're in recovery and you're looking for how can I help, I need you to contact us. Yeah, we have offices around Australia. Reach out to us, send us a message, either private message or on our webpage, which is www.australianantiicecampaign.org.au, or you can call us at head office 0756656063. And we can have a chat about how you can, become involved with AARC and help us put the freeze on ice and help people out there, So you can make a difference, and you are worthy, and we want to hear from you because we can help more people together. So there was one final question. What was that?
You already answered it.
Oh, yeah, I think we covered that one.
We're kind of enabling. We kind of answered. There are any more questions out there, Leanne?
Nope.
No? Okay, great. If you have any more questions, guys, please post them up, because Daniel will be following this, the messages. I'll flick it over to him and tag him on it, and he'll be able to answer any questions that you may have. This show is about warning about, sharing our journeys in hope that others don't have to make the same mistake and go down the paths that we've been through, and have the long-term consequences associated with that. You've been very, very blessed to be able to get your family back, get your life back. You're working. You've got an amazing lady in your life that you're going to marry, and your kids, they're doing incredible. You've been very, very blessed. Not everybody's blessed. If you're in recovery, take it by the horns and stick to recovery, man. Because I tell you, I relapsed once, and I went right back to where I left off. And worse, with interest. It comes back with interest, So you don't want to, fall back in that trap. You want to grab your recovery and really focus on that, and look at what is present in your life and all the things that, God's blessed us with, the opportunity to give back, the opportunity to live again. Just hold on to that. Just treasure that, because not many get that opportunity. So thank you, Daniel, for joining us on the show tonight. Thank you for sharing your story.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate it. And we look forward to seeing, the future together and what happens moving forward here with AARC. And I know that every day you change lives. So we're honoured to know you and have you part of our family, even though you're not in yet working with us so much. But we're like, come on, Daniel, come and work with us. So, guys, just remember that if you are in addiction and somebody's posted, send you this link today, it's because they care and they want you to see that there is hope out there for you, and that our buddies like us who've been through can help you make that step into recovery and walk with you in the early stages. It's tough, it's not easy, but you know what, it's worth it, and you're worth it. So I'm reaching out to you tonight. If you've been sent this post, please connect with us, send us a private message. We would love to reach out and walk with you in the early stages of recovery, and further on out of recovery and back into the AARC family. So I look forward to hearing from you. Don't forget the race day, get your tickets. And guys, if you have bottles and you want to help AARC, but you don't know how, you might say, okay, I already donate $10 a month to help educate one child, which is, how many kids do you want to educate? If you are already volunteering and you go, okay, there's something else that I want to do, you can save all your bottles, and put them in a bag, and you can, there's a code down here that you can take them to your drop. This is for Queensland only, by the way. You can take them with this ID number, and you can drop them off at the drop centre, for collection centre, which you can find at www.containersforchange.com.au, and there's the ID number is C1006 0597 for the Australian Anti-Ice campaign. And you need to bag them up in bags of 50, is that right, Leanne?
Oh, it doesn't really matter.
Doesn't really
but
matter?
They prefer it.
No lids, and just put the number written on the bag, and they will give AAIC 10 cents per bottle. So I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but if a lot of us are doing it, we can help with helping fund what we do, because we are not funded at the moment. We have put an application through to federal government, so we are praying on that, and we can do more. So with more funding, we can do more. So
no milk bottles.
No milk bottles. Yeah, all right.
We've been getting a lot of milk bottles.
Okay, no milk bottles. So guys, if you want to help, here's a way that you can help also. Thank you very much for joining us on the show. Please share this Facebook page, and if you need some help out there in regards to recovery or support, please get in touch. Daniel, right down the barrel, if you could sum up one word for ice, what would that be?
Oh, death.
Death.
Yeah,
we haven't had that one before, but that's really. And is there anything out that you would like to share final before we go to the families out there?
Oh,
or to people in addiction?
To the people in addiction is probably more my sort of focus is, man, get help. You know, you'll be amazed what you can get from your recovery. Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you.
But thank you so much for joining us on the show tonight. We look forward to working with you. And guys, good night, be safe and stay clean.
Neo video?
Yeah.
Brent Boardman, welcome to Eagle Trailers and Campers.
Cool.
Well
My wife and
done.
I started Eagle Trailers.
How's that feel?
Yeah,
Alright?
good.
Okay. I was like, oh, I asked the wrong question about what got you into jail.
On it to build to the size it is today. My wife, Mike, myself, we've all been in the industry for over 10 years. My workshop manager has been in the industry for over 20 years, and all of my staff have been here probably 7 years. We specialise mainly in hardfall campers, and we've now stepped into the hybrid caravans. So we specialise in campers that are affordable for people, that they can still get the quality and strength they need with an affordable price. Well, I've always had a love for eagles, e.g. why I called it Eagle Trailers and Campers. And my theory is that an eagle can go anywhere. And with one of our campers or caravans, you can take it anywhere your car will go, you can take our camper. With our campers, we import them, but we assemble them all here. So all the assembly is done in our factory by my qualified guys. So we make sure they're fully compliant with all Australian conditions, and that when they leave here, we have peace of mind that the customer will be well looked after and they won't have any issues. Yeah, we do all caravan camper servicing. We've got a full workshop out there with hoists. I've got all my guys are qualified to do electrical work, any sort of work you need, anything. We do insurance work, all sort of repair work at all. Here we can modify anything you need. We've got a full fabrication shop out there. I've got 2 fabricators working for me that can fabricate anything that you want. With warranties, when it comes to warranty, we do our warranty a little bit different to most, whereas we run our warranty as it's called Australia-wide warranty. So for argument's sake, if you have a problem with the water pump and you're away on a holiday, you can give us a ring and we'll get you to the nearest service centre that we can and get it fixed for you on the spot. That way you can keep carrying on your holiday without having to worry. For all your camper needs, head down to Eagle Trailers. We're at 1421 Main North Road, Para Hills West. Or check out our website, www.eaglecampertrailers.com.au.